Hey everybody, it's Ben, Ben's Brick Designs. Welcome to Sunday morning. No, to answer the questions, the technical part of this morning was not that I forgot to set an alarm, it's that I, at 9:30, thought, oh, you know what, this Mac says it needs an update, so I'm just going to go ahead and run this update. Shouldn't take more than 10-15 minutes. Well, it took more than 10 to 15 minutes. And just got done just a little while ago, so a little upset. Hello, Lego Geek. Hello, Sleepy Kodiak. Hello, Glenn. Welcome back. Glenn, has been a little while since I've seen you. Welcome back to the show. Yeah, so the the update on the Mac took a little longer than usual, than I thought it would, especially for one that was just like it's just a small bit. It's just a small little incidental update. It's not going to be that big a deal. Well, it was. So, what's up, Connor / Jerry? Welcome back. Good morning, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I really don't have a whole lot to do. I'm waiting for a build. I'm waiting for a set to come in, the ice cream truck, so Beth and I can build, but that's going to be shipped today. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which is I have a set that I need to redo the instructions for because I've rebuilt the set. I recently did the instructions for the Stinger Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order, and I had to redo it because I realized that I wanted to do a speed build of it, but I didn't have instructions for it. I took it all apart and I opened up the file and there wasn't anything in there. So if you haven't seen this, this is the Jedi Fallen Order. Hello, M Productions. This is the Jedi Fallen Order craft, the Stinger Mantis. It was working a lot better before this. Let's see if I can get this too. All these like sweep wing things were working like really great right before I showed them off. Yeah. So it used to be that I could turn this wing without the back engine block turning, but just like the T6 shuttle, now it doesn't. So if you hold it back here, you can kind of turn it without the whole engine block turning. Anyway, and then the stand is, of course, I forget the planet name now. The first one you come to, it's got all the rings and the rocks, and it's got these little fox creatures that run around, and you try to catch them. Bogata, I think. Boga, something like that. Anyway, so I redid this, or I did the instructions for this, and I'm going to put a speed build out. There we go. See, it rotates without the engine block rotating. Perfect. And because it's this hinge, let me see if I can do this real quick. Because it's this big leg hinge, it will also click into place to land. So if you turn it, then it's got a landing position, right? So I'm really happy about that. It's hard to do some of these technical bits when it's this small, and anytime one of them works out, I always get really pleased. So what I'm going to do today, put this back over here. I have a... Oh, that's fine, Kodiak. You being here is great. I appreciate it. And again, if anybody's watching on YouTube and could move over to Twitch to watch, at least put it on there and kind of leave it on. I'd appreciate it. I get numbers for it. YouTube is going to be, my next milestone on YouTube is going to be forever. But Twitch, I think I could make affiliate in a couple months. The fact that I haven't after a year is a little surprising, but I just need to encourage more people to go onto Twitch. And I might be moving away from doing streaming on YouTube and just streaming on Twitch. In which case, I'll put up speed builds on YouTube, maybe some clips. I'll do video on demand, push to YouTube, that kind of thing. So we'll see. Yeah, so let's get to it. So I'm going to have to open up because I'm running a little behind. So I'm opening up Chrome, and we're going to switch this to the design mode. So today I'm working on the V19 Torrent, and I have it. It's a set that it's one of the first microfighters that I built because I realized that it was a really cool ship, cool looking, that had got almost no play in in the Lego realm. They've done one version of it as an official minifig size set, but then that was it. I hope this is over soon. You stay as long as you want, AM Productions. If you need to bail, you bail. You go do your thing. So you can see here that there's an original and then there was a redo. The redo is a little smaller. And I can already tell this is slowing down again. So this is the redo. It's a little smaller than the old one. The old one, the first one was rather large for a microfighter, so I toned it down a little bit. But what I need now is I need the, yeah, I need that. So I can download that. And then once that's done, I can close Chrome. Hopefully it'll be relatively put together. Oh no, this is the old one. Well, biznatch. Alright, so let's close that out. Let's see if I actually have one. So I thought maybe it's in here. I like how even though I have a V19 thing, if I search for V19, it's like, nope, I don't find anything with those search parameters. How about torrent? No, alright. I have to open up Chrome again. Did you hear about 6 months of M Production's worst thing that ever happened to the LEGO community? Nah. Although I will say that I recommend a discovery I made recently. Started putting honey in my coffee instead of sugar, and it's wonderful. I've tried many things with coffee, and I've kind of settled on my thing that I like, which is some sort of creamer, sugar, soy milk, Mootopia, doesn't matter, just as long as it's a thing that kind of takes the bitterness out of it, and also lessens the oil that you drink. I also do French press coffee, so I grind my own beans to get a kind of coarse but not quite too fine consistency. And then I add a little bit of chocolate syrup, and then a little bit of whipped cream, and then a sprinkle of cinnamon. That's how I drink coffee. And occasionally I will put in rum or Jack. If I'm feeling saucy. Is there a V19 new? Because I hate to think that I didn't save the direction, or save the IO for this. Redo. Well, there's the redo. Oh man, I'm gonna be mad. Oh, there it is. Okay. Shoo, sir. Now I can close Chrome. I was gonna be mad at myself. Open. No, not Finder. Can I quit Finder? I suppose that's like quitting Explorer. It just shuts everything down. Haha. And it does say that I have steps in here, so I must have done... Did I not do the directions? Oh. Rubricable. V19 torrent. Step view. Yeah, that's old. Yeah, that's the old directions. Okay, so I don't have the new directions, which makes me feel okay. So I'm going to build this as I go to make sure that it's right. I may already have... For a while, Glenn, I was doing the 7-Eleven coffee. I even had like the app, the 7-Eleven app, and I would get, you know, it's $1.50 or whatever, a giant cup of coffee, and then I would just dump all kinds of crap into it. And then I realized, I don't know what I realized. Stopped getting coffee from there for some reason. So I am building this as we go. Just want to make sure that it works still. This is another one of these complicated builds because it not only has it has two wings that basically fold down. It also has a third wing if you're looking at it from the side that basically swoops up when the wings fold up, so everything moves down. And so that was a real complicated thing to get built at this size. I think I remember getting it done great, but it was the reason the first build was so huge was because I was trying to make it work with the parts that were available. And again, this was an older design, so I was able to get some newer pieces, especially the 1x1 brackets. That helped out a lot. I'm very excited because I've taken a bunch of video of, I put up one the other day on YouTube. That is which one did I do? Oh, it was the Lucre Hulk battleship. So I did kind of a quick build. It wasn't a speed build and it wasn't a time lapse. I didn't do like a picture every 10 seconds. But it wasn't really a speed build. Like I wasn't doing it really fast. I just sped it up a little bit. So I'm going to call them quick builds because they're also very small models. Oh, that step can be consolidated. And also, there's something missing in there. What is missing in there? Oh, wait a minute. That whole step. All right. So that's part of the process. So let's go back here. You can get the expert roller coaster. Yeah, I'm with you, Kodiak. That's kind of what I do. Is I'm just like, it's hot chocolate. It's coffee flavored hot chocolate. So let's expand all these. The machine feels okay. Does it seem laggy or anything to you guys? It seems to be running okay. Just checking in. So there's a whole piece that needs to go right here. And let's go find it. So movie night last night, we watched Rocket Man, which was quite good. Highly recommended. No, it needs to go up there instead. There we go. So 1, 2, good. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Lego, very cool. We're also thinking of starting a podcast. Beth and I, our first. She is going to. She's found a show that she loves the Canadian teen dramas, so she's found a show that no one has done a podcast over, a review podcast. So she wants to do it, and so she asked me about the necessary technical equipment, and I was like, well, all we really need is a mic. So I'll probably get a mic, which means the sound, hopefully, yeah, I thought that might be the case. The sound will hopefully be less echoey in here. See, and I don't know why, there's got to be a reason I didn't do that. So it's going to be one where we basically review the episode, but I also told her that if you wanted to make it, because, you can talk about an episode for 15 minutes or you can talk about it for 2 hours, but it's a Canadian teen drama, which means the plot's going to be a little thin, because they're not really heavy hitting, but they are a little heavier hitting than American teen dramas. So she was just talking with a group on their podcast about Degrassi. By the way, I need to pimp knobheads and broomsticks. Hey, Beth. I need to text her and get her in here. I need to pimp them, and I'll put them in the liner notes or the descriptions. But the podcast, she was a guest on the other day because she listens to them. She's been a listener. They are a small podcast, and she's been listening to them for a while. And they had her on as their American correspondent, basically, because she was the. Oh, everybody can see that. I need to figure out how to get those off there. Don't need to see all these notifications. Narbos and Broomheads. All right. So the podcast, look up Narbos and Broomheads. It's a group of, I think they're all Newfies. I think most of them are from Newfoundland, but they're all Canadian at the very least. And they discuss Degrassi. And a couple of them also have split off, and they also do a trivia, bi-weekly trivia. And it's not solely about Canadian topics, although they do have a couple rounds that are like, if you're not from Newfoundland, you're not going to get any of these. It's like, what was the nickname of the train that came through, Yeah, this can go. Can combine those steps pretty easily. And you're like, what? It's the nickname of the 415 train from this city to that city, and you're like, like it was the Wild Moose, and you're like, well, it's Canadian. I guess I could have made that up. Yeah, and that's not going to be. Ooh, that's not going to stick on very well at all. This will also give me a chance to determine whether this is a good. All right, well, all of that. Step 12 can go up here. So, a Lego Canadian set. It's all going to be. Oh, hi, Beth. Beth is on the Twitch, everybody. Thanks for joining on Twitch, Beth. Yeah, they're not all Newfies, but they're all Canadians. Narbos and Broomheads. She loves them, and I can tell because she listens to them at night when I'm trying to go to sleep, and just laughs and laughs. And her experience on their podcast as a guest was apparently pretty good. So why am I putting this so far up? This was such a mess. All right, so that bar and brick. I'm going to put down here because it's kind of in the way. So yeah, so now she has the idea that she wants to do a podcast, and I told her I would do it with her. And we will see. I think I need to put these on at the same time. I'll have to go back and look at that. And we're going to talk about this other show called Ready or Not. And it's in the same vein as, Degrassi, or I guess 15, or whatever else, whatever other Canadian teen dramas there are. But since nobody really is doing a podcast about it, she's like, I think I want to do one. And it's like, I think you should. Because it's not the same color. I'm also noticing a lot of the old grays showing up here. So I'm gonna have to make sure. Make a note. Go get rid of these old grays. Oh, Glenn says hi, Beth. Yeah, I thought the Restream Bot would show everybody across the thing, but I don't know. You know what I could do if it's not? Can I do a, I used to be able to put a chat window in here, but now I can't remember how to do that. I'm not going to mess it up. I'm going to keep working. So this Thursday, we will be talking about, she's going to build, and I will be giving my review of this show. The first episode, so it'll be kind of like a teaser, a primer, if you will. Let's move that down. Okay, so that can go in here. Yeah, I have a Restream Bot that should broadcast all the chats back and forth, at least I think back into YouTube. But I'm not sure. I think it rebroadcasts everything for everybody. All right, so we got that going. And that's definitely going to have to go in there before. White is really white. It's having a hard time seeing. And this AC needs to kick in like yesterday. It's so hot over here. You know what I can't see is it's not like recording anything. Like I don't see who's on and everything like that. But that's fine. It's all fine, I guess. So Sleepy, you said something about it being one of those movies that you should see in the theater. It definitely would have been better in the theater because it's loud, it's bombastic. And loud in a good way. It's somebody who makes rock anthems. It's a spectacle for sure, but I think it's well done enough that it's not like a Michael Bay movie where you probably should watch it in the movie theater because the plot is thin. I thought the acting was really good. I thought Taron Egerton was great. The music arrangement was fantastic, and I liked the way the top thing that I noticed that we all kind of agreed on was that it did its scene transitions in a very unique way. In that, because he had such a problem with drugs and alcohol, the movie made you feel like you were along the ride with him. The movie is basically, and this isn't spoiling anything, it's told from the point of view of him showing up at rehab. And then, he shows up in this glamorous, over-the-top outfit, and then basically tells his story. And it cuts back to him every once in a while. But going in between moments of his life, because costumes were such a big thing, there are scenes where it transitions from one scene to another, and he basically, between, as the scene's changing, just puts on a different outfit. But then when he's done, he's looking around like, how did I get here? Like, he doesn't even remember these transitions in his own life. And it's really obvious from the filmmaking, from the cinematography, that that's the aesthetic they were going for. And it's really well done. One in particular, and I kind of want you to experience it for yourself if you haven't seen it, but there's several scenes that border on the surreal. And hey, how are you? Oh no, you can blend it out here. I don't care. Yeah, I'll alert the network executives that there's going to be some. I actually started 15 minutes late because I was updating your computer. I started at 9:30, and I'm like, yeah, this shouldn't take half hour. Took 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch. It.
Hi everybody, not getting on camera because I just woke up.
Yeah, Beth says hi.
It's almost 11.
I have missed a whole bunch of steps in here. I don't think this. Where is the? Ugh. All right. Yeah, that's one thing that I miss. We were actually talking about that the other day. Is movie theaters, missing going to movie theaters. Those are tiles. Those can go. Especially here in Austin. There's a movie theater right up the way from us, actually, called Flicks, and it's a okay, and it's a sorry for the noise. It's a brew house, movie theater, eatery place that we would go to often with our friends who live down the street, and it's just been kind of a bummer that we haven't been able to go. And yeah, there's a couple drive-ins in Austin. Is it the Blue Starlight or the Starlight or something like that down in the Miller area?
Starlight, you're going to drive in?
Yeah, it's the Starlight right down in Miller. Unexpected noises, unexpected. I think too, because drive-ins now, you can get the old hang the speaker from your window kind of thing, but I think now it's broadcast on a radio channel, so you can listen in your car stereo. All right, so this is going to be a little touchy because that is a gross gray. Blah. So is that. Blah. So is that. God, did I not get any good light blue grays? There, one. Man, that's gross. I'm going to have to go replace all these. Goodness. Found all the old light grays. Alright, so I already got that. Already got that. Got that. Alright, so this is where we need to start. And get you guys down below. Go in here. Okay. Oh, hi, Kat. cat is cruising my sorting table over there. He's like, there's all these little parts, and I want to sit down on all of them, but I can't. Hey, get off. No, I got a bunch of loose parts over on the sorting table, and he's just kind of wandering around on them. I don't know, his fat butt will try to jump off and kick him everywhere. All right, so the problem is, oh, that's just a clip. Okay, good. Is this all? Is that just the wing? Yeah. So you can see my creative way to get this to flip all the way around, and then this clip kind of holds it in place. But it's smaller. The original one was complicated. It was like the 2x2 brick, or the 2x2 plate that has like the front facing studs on it, and that was on the leading edge of the wing, and it would basically attach underneath. And then the same thing was it was on the 1x4, what were those called, elbow hinges or whatever. Licorice knocked the T90 off my shelf yesterday, and unfortunately did not survive the impact, as well as the SU-35 first did. Yeah, I guess my cat's okay. He tends to wake me up at 5:30 in the morning, meowing at me. What are all these plates? There's no step there, so I'll get rid of that. Okay, this is just one wing. Yes. So these can be in groups. That's just one wing. Okay. So I don't know why I didn't make those groups. Like, I feel I went through this half cocked, trying to figure out how to get it all done in a step. Okay, that's done. It's almost easier to like redo this whole thing, but I don't want to start fresh. So in listening to these podcasts and watching all these shows since she was a kid, Beth has become sort of a de facto Canadian expert. But the last time we were doing trivia, because I enjoy hockey for some reason, every Canadian question that came up, she was like, "Is that true?" And I'm like, "You actually probably know more about Canada than I do."
I know about Canadian pop culture.
Canadian pop culture.
I don't know about like Canadian history or
like my Canadian history is, I know who Brett Howe or Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe and.
That's kind of pop culture, though.
I mean,
right? Does sports count as pop culture?
Yeah, but Gordie Howe was back in the 70s, and Guy Lafleur was in the 50s. I mean, that's not.
I don't even know who that is.
He's another hockey player. Oh, by the by, they're probably taking pictures of our signs.
Is that what's happening right now?
I think so. Yeah. So we got a notice. I think we're gonna get a notice from our HOA that says we can't have signs in our yards anymore. And we've got a couple of Black Lives Matter signs and a couple of those kindness ambassador projects from the ACLU, where it says, you know, in this house we believe in Black Lives Matter and women's movements and voters' rights and science.
That's very controversial.
Yeah, you know how controversial science can be.
Yeah.
All right, so this guy, I'm gonna move him down here, move him down here. I'm just gonna do these steps. Oops. Yeah. Because there needs to be 2 on that side too. Oh, goodness. Well, there's a tile that needed to go before these things. So let's do that. Okay. Need to go in before that. So let's put them here for now. Move the slopes up here. Do another step in here for just these guys. Yeah, HOAs are, I don't really want to talk bad about too many of them because I know some people who are on our HOA or who have been. They just, I don't want to say that they're petty, but at the same time, I almost feel like saying, you know, there are other things that could be, that we could be spending so much of our time on. And telling people they can't have signs in their yard is just, it just seems like the wrong move, you know? So, but I went for a walk today and I saw very few other signs like those kids signs that say my fifth grader graduated, or my son graduated kindergarten from this elementary school. First of all, the fact that you're advertising that you have a son, a lot of these signs have the kid's name on it and what school they go to. It's like you're just asking for that kid to be picked up from a lineup of kids just waiting for their parents. But I get why there's a homeowners association, because people want their neighborhoods to be safe and look nice. I get that. And have amenities, nice lighting around parks or a park or a trail. But it just becomes this place for people to have infighting and cattiness, and I just don't like it. But I don't know what the alternative is. Here's the thing: if you're paying into your HOA, or let's say you're renting a property like we are. We're renting a property, but it's not from a management company. It's from a guy or a couple. They own like, I don't know how many properties. I think he said maybe 4. The HOA contacts him, and then he tells us, and it's like, well, if he doesn't tell us to do something, we don't do it. We don't know. Or if they can't get a hold of him for some reason, or they send him letters and he doesn't act on them, then we don't act on them. So if there's a lawn that needs to be mowed, or your trash cans are out too far, or for too many days, or your weeds are too high, or you got signs in your yard, sometimes, there's houses in our neighborhood that aren't great looking, but I don't care. I don't know. And an HOA is nothing but bureaucracy. It's just kind of the most ridiculous thing. So it needs to go after step. Back to Lego, shall we? Step 12. Yeah, so let's put a step in after step 12. I didn't realize this was all this messed up. It looks better, but I don't think I think this is another one where I kind of designed and physically built at the same time. There we go. That's looking better. That. Good. Okay. Save. Speaking of Lego, I still don't have a 501st set because I haven't been able to go to Target, and my Target app doesn't say that it's available, despite the fact that I turn the little thing on that says, "Let me know when this thing's available." And they say, "Yeah, we sure will." And then I get an alert that says, "Hey, this thing's available." And then I go check and it's not. It's like, your thing is available in no stores nearby you. Yeah, it says what aisle it's on. Sorry, this can't be shipped to your zip code. Delivery not offered for this item. Not available for shipping. And that's fine, I get it. I'm just not going to go to a store to get it. I guess I'll just wait until September 1st like everybody else. And get them from Lego.com. Alright, so let's get these on here. Oh, I think I need those before that clip. Yeah, there's no way I can get those on there before that. What is that? So that needs to come on before that. See how that looks. Boop, 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 boop. Nope. Well, maybe this just needs to go on later. That's fine. That's not. That's fine. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, that's why, because they were hidden. And then the tile after step 6. Wow. All right. Tech tees. Yeah, exactly. And you know, for a hot second I was like, I really want to get that set so that I could build it on the stream. Oh no. Oh, live on camera. Shocking no one. Broken red, dark red piece. Alright, well, while I'm up. Nah, I won't replace all those just yet. Stupid chintzy Lego. Is there a way to tell? I think there is. Which ones are the old ones? I think if you can tell, I think these are the older ones, and these are the newer ones, the ones that are okay. I'm not really sure. Because one looks a little darker. I'm not sure if that's the towel or not. Nope. Uh-oh, am I one short? I appear to be one short. That's weird. I think I may have to buy some more of those. Dark red 1x2 tiles. I think I'm out. I have to find some more. Dark red has been one of the worst when it comes to color consistency. The opaque is beautiful, but the milky, nearly translucent stuff makes my skin crawl. Yeah, so I'm not sure which one is which. I mean, I do like the darker stuff. The lighter stuff is, I don't know. Hey, Glenn, I had a question for you. I saw on our TechSlug group that somebody was doing a peroxide treatment for blue. I don't know if I'm going to have a good example of that, but were there ever different colors of blue? Or does blue just turn kind of a dingy, darkish blue after a while, the same way that yellow or that white gets yellowed? Because I don't mind peroxiding a lot of the blues, especially those like 1x8 blue tiles. Those seem to go, I think because I had those on the tie interceptor, they tend to be like really gross looking. So I was going to soak some of those as well. I've got a new set of white bricks that I was going to peroxide. I just didn't know if you knew or not. Okay, this all works so far. I haven't even got to these stupid engine things yet. All right. So I think the well, trying to figure out how to do this. So that's all right. It's no problem. I'll show you an example. If I can find a good example. I just saw, what's that dude's name? Jeffrey from Houston was posting about doing some stuff. All right, so I don't know if you can tell the difference in blues from the camera there. One is obviously a little older. You can kind of see it, especially if I flip it over like that. And I think it's just because it's older. But, I mean, one almost looks like it's got a green or brown quality to it. It's not showing up as well in the camera as I wanted to. That's a pretty good look. But I think these are older, and they came from the UCS tie interceptor from like the 2000s, and I know that sat out for a long time. So I guess it couldn't hurt to try with one and just see. But I just didn't know if there was like a known issue with blue where it's like after 95 they started doing a different blue or something. I know there's that site where they're like, these are all the bricks that have ever existed, and these are the colors that you see. And here's what they look like compared to everybody else. So I think if I do, these are all set to be put on the back, I think. No, just the one. Because I don't have a lot of white. Yeah, and I've got a whole bunch of, I've done 4 or 5 different soaks in peroxide and sunshine over the years. And I've kept some of them because okay, good to know, Glenn, thanks. Direct sunlight or like indirect in a window kind of thing over years will yellow a brick. But if you take that brick and then put it in hydrogen peroxide and then put it in sunshine, it basically turns it back to white. It bleaches it. So, which I think is hilarious. All right, so let's do one step. Chemistry. Add step. Okay. So let's put these 2 mows in this step together. And then trying to build at the same time so I can see how easy it might be to do this. Okay. And then I think these 2 are going to go together. So I'll make a call out for that. Huh. See, this is one of those things where it's like it works in the math, it works in the software. It's going to be just a weird thing to have to tell somebody in an instruction to pull that forward a little bit, then push it back. Although, that's not a bad idea. I might be able to do that. So if I do it like that, and then put these on there, okay, I might be able to do that. So that, and then these 4 mows. Oh, we need to add a step. Okay, good. Wow, that might be an easier step to do all at once. And then put on there. Okay, well, for now, let's see. Oh, yeah. No, I just meant that, I mean, I see. Thanks, Kodiak. My question was like this: how to get them to do. So in the instructions later, I'm going to have the step where I have them put this in here like this, right? So the step will be to do this, and then put these on there, and then the next step will be to push these back in. And there's a way you can do. I don't know that you can move them on the page, but you can do something called activate buffer exchange in the instructions, which means which means you can have a piece like in the instruction book. You can have the piece like floating out here like that with an arrow pointing in. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. And if not, I'll come back here and I'll just come back to this section and see if there's a better way to maybe assemble these first. Like assemble them. It's going to be kind of difficult to show. If I take the tiles off first, assemble this like that. I guess like with this thing in here too. Put that together and then put it on here. That might be easier. And then put the tiles on to cover it. Actually, yeah, that might be a little easier, now that I think about it. Rather than go push this out, now pull that out, now push this out. Yeah, but I did that a lot. That plus the connect key is what saved me in a lot of the larger model stuff, so I could see exactly where I needed it to be. It's super helpful. But stuff like this size, I just kind of, there's a little bit of give and take. So there's a little bit of wiggle room sometimes when you're attaching things. Like if a giant block of stuff is close enough, it'll still kind of attach, even though you can tell it's not completely in there. The problem is if you build on top of that, then you have to lower everything or you have to connect everything, and you can't do that in mass. You have to do it piece by piece. So knowing where everything is positioned in space, that's really great. And then if you're able to move it, it works great. Plus, it'll allow you to only move, in the direction that you want. versus using like the grid. Like you can change the grid size to be like, well, I want it to move slightly more granular or even more granular, you know. Yeah, you know, might as well take this back. Let's get all the parts in here and make it a group, and then I can do the steps in the group. That would be easier, I think. So let's do, okay, well, let's get all of them back on here. And I don't actually own these fezzes. I just was doing the hollow one by ones. Okay, so let's just do okay, that's step 21. Where's my tile? Step 7. So that's these guys. So let's do 21. And this is going to be a group. Hope I've got everybody. So then when I go and do the step through in the instructions, I can do smaller steps for that group, attach it, then build everything on top of it. I think that's the best way to do it. So then this is going to get its own it's not right. Oh, balls. Oh, no, wait. That's good. Okay. Group. 2 different steps, 2 different groups. Perfect. Then that, right? Bam, bam, bam. Nice. Okay. Much more happy with that. Much happier with that. I will have a bunch of abandoned steps down here though, so let's get rid of those. Okay, what time is it? Oh. So another half hour because I started late. And here's where we are. So moving on, I'm going to put the brackets on and the roadside, and the signs and the thing, and the slopes. Okay, so this is also going to be, these last ones are just groups as well. This whole wing is a group. This is all a group. Yes. Then where is that? This is all a group. Nope. Hopefully I'm not missing any pieces in that group. And then oh. Okay, well there needs to be some steps here. Obviously, there needs to be some steps here. Don't know what that was. All right. What? No. Okay. And then the bar. And then the wing. Uh-oh. Saw something show up over here. Ah, you stinker. Any other pieces? Aha, gotcha. All right, and then that guy, this is all a group. Yeah, I mean, this, so, and this is a, 100 and some piece set, and this is my second round of doing this, and it's taken an hour and a half, or it will take an hour and a half to 2 hours to do this. And you figure design work, 20 bucks an hour, I mean, so it's, just imagine if you were doing, and it's not just, it's twofold too. Let's say you were doing a 600, 800 piece set. First of all, you got to design it. If you're smart, you design it with the steps in mind. But that's not always the case. In a lot of cases, you're just designing to see what works, what pieces are available, what colors are available. You can't always design going, okay, well, on this next step, I know exactly what part I'm going to put here. So it has to go through a lot of revisions, which means then you have to go through, and what I'll do is I'll just build the thing, and then I go through and make steps for it from the bottom up. But that process takes a while. So if you imagine 100 pieces takes, let's say, 2 hours, you just multiply that or not exponentially, but 800 pieces will probably take you a good 10, 12 hours, and that's over a couple days, if you're lucky, and that's if you're just doing it straight through. What plate modifier are they talking about? Oh, okay. So yeah, I just put an instruction set for the Stinger Mantis up on Rebrickable, and for a half a second, because I've got so many up on Rebrickable that I think because of that, when I submit a new mock, it just gets auto approved. But because I had so few pieces in it this time, they're like, you probably shouldn't charge a premium for sets smaller than X number of pieces. And I'm like, I know, but this is work that I went through, and I'm offering it free. If you have Studio, you can follow the link and download it off Google Drive, or you can pay $1 and get the PDF and build it with your own parts. I think that's a steal in any case. But yeah, it really is not. It's not easy to do this, because it's not just putting it together. You got to think about, how is this going to be built by somebody? Especially a kid. Like, I've had a lot of people say, I'm going to get this for my kid. And I'm like, if I make even a small set like this, if I make it too complicated to build, like these little tube things are a little complicated. If I make that too much to work with, then they're not going to want to buy more from me. You also have to think about, while you're building it, if it's stable, if it's swooshable, if it's playable. There are some things that are, some of the sets that I made are a bit finicky. Like, you can hold them and they look pretty, but they'll fall apart pretty easily. So that's not something I really want to think about. Save. Okay, so let's walk through these instructions. I'm up to the point where I've done. All right, so this I need to do. So when you come through the steps here, you can say view steps, and then you can take it one at a time. So I think it might be easier to do it from let's do this. Let's do that first. Step before. Oh, I missed one. Dang it. Yeah, that's supposed to go higher up. That'll work. And then let's see with the other side. So we'll start with these two guys first. And him. Him. Both of those guys. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. What? Can I just take out the step? Why is this in here by itself? nothing in that one. Oh, that's all this stuff. Well, why? Do the same thing over here. Yeah, imagine doing this on not a microfighter. Where someone's like, yeah, can I have the instructions for that? No. Yeah, feel free to make them. All right, so let's see. Just have to remember whatever I do have to be the same as the other one. No way I'm going to remember this. All right, let's walk through that. So this is a good example, this step right here with this 1x1 bracket. I know that I was doing a lot of the neck brackets, the minifig neck brackets that had like, they were basically a 1x1 bracket, but they had a hole and then a stud on the back. And they were great for stuff like this, but they were very loose. Like it was hit or miss, whether it would stay on there or whether it was really wobbly. So the fact that they came out with these 1x1 brackets, I went through a lot of changes in some of these models to make it make them fit a little better. So I'm also thinking of doing something for the quick builds, the quick build videos I was doing. I don't have those upside down. Interesting. I think I've got, oh, I'd use these. Okay. Instead of setting them to music, I thought I'd do a bit of narration on it and be like, here's why I did this, and here's this build, and blah, blah, blah. I have to order some of these 1x1 rounds for the symbols. Well, thanks, Kodiak. I appreciate that. All right, there's one wing. That's good. Just have to remember what we did for this one. I think it was start here, step before, and then it was that, and that, step before. Come on. Three of these. Okay. So let's walk through that again. Yeah, the problem that I have with the music is I have to pick something with that is not going to get me kicked off of YouTube, so I just have to go with what they've given me. Or they have a thing that they've got a music library, and you can go through and pick stuff. And all I'm really doing is pick. I go, okay, how long is my video? My video's 4 minutes and 53 seconds, and I just do a, I sort by time, and I pick something that's 4 minutes and 53 seconds, and I just go, yep, that works. Don't even really care what it is. I try to stay away from stuff that has lyrics, so I'll kind of scan through the song, and this last one was a bit kind of, you're like, but whatever. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a little bit of, because that way I can put in some other information, I can plug something, or I can talk about other things. I have to make sure to come up with 3.5 to 4.5 minutes worth of stuff, because sometimes those videos aren't that long, or they're, coming up with being able to talk for a couple minutes. I don't know if I could do that. Yeah, I try to find chiptune stuff usually. It's just a matter of being able to, so we got that going. I'm limited by what I can find, and I follow a lot of artists on Spotify and their own Bandcamp and stuff like that. And I've reached out to them and been like, can I use your music for a YouTube video? And they're like, yeah, sure. My producer may not like that, but I totally think you can do that. Oh, did I miss a step somewhere? Oh, I did personally, yeah. Because if I had my druthers, I would totally just there's an artist named Lukash. That's the only music I'd ever use, is his music. And he's got like 6 or 7 albums, so I'd never run out of music. But the problem is it's licensed through not him. So I'm kind of at a loss when it comes to that. But yeah, if I could only use his music, I would be a happy person because it all sounds like it was built, and a lot of it was. A lot of it's built off of of um, the sounds out of a Game Boy. So that's ideally what I want to use. All right, that song ended with a big old gap. So I brought up the podcast a long time ago because Beth and I will probably be doing them together. And just, because it's nicer to have somebody to talk to rather than just one person going, oh, here's my podcast, and I'm just one person. And especially if you don't have, you're not doing a reporting bit, you're just talking. But if you're ever having a conversation, it's probably better. Okay, what to do with this one? What is that? How big is that? Alright, so let's step that before. It's a 2x4. And then 2x3. Oh no. Let's not do that. So it's to say that we're probably going to get a mic, and I don't know if we're going to get, one mic or two mics. But the sound quality of this will improve as well, hopefully. Oh, I know I have a white one of those now. Got to replace a couple of these. Yeah, and there's another one that I need down there. I need to put in for some 1x2. What are those? Tiles. Oh, you know what? I think I got this wrong. I was wondering about that earlier. Oh, you're kidding. Another one. 2 and 1. Oh, that's just a tile. Oh, my heart is breaking here, guys. Might as well just break this one while we're at it. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, I was looking at the Blue Yeti. There's other mics you can get that are between 60 and 100 bucks, but everyone's recommended those, so I'm just going to go with those. I don't know why I didn't do this. That's so much nicer. What was the other thing that broke? So, but this is going to be her deal, so I'm going to let her come up with the. I'll make recommendations, but it's in the end, it's up to her to decide what she wants. All right, well, I have to go back through and fix this thing now, because that was just very, very unfortunate. I needed to get 2 more of those. I can go back and get that second one later. Nearly done. I think I'm going to wrap up though, because it's been about an hour and a half. I have to go back through, and I put tiles here instead of those slopes, and I don't know why. And I needed the tiles for this. Yeah, that's going to be that, and that's going to be that. And another thing here, and that. Yeah, so I'll get that sorted. So I'm going to flip this over to the full cam so you can see. So that's how the back end works, and the wing flips up, and it should kind of clip into that. It doesn't really need to, but when it's landing, it should come all the way up. And you can clip that in a little bit. That will allow a little bit of plate snugness to be in there. And then when it lowers to flight mode. Right. So this is a lot smaller than the other one. The other one was, the area was a good 2 or 3 studs more, like the whole square was a little bit bigger. And I don't have a really good, like, this was the stand that it went on. It was supposed to be Ryloth. So this is flying over Ryloth. But it just seems really boring because it's, you know, compared to like the little CIS fleet I had made for the Separatist ship. I mean, the CIS ships are like really cool little nano ships. So I may redo the stand for it too. But yeah, that's it. Cool. Yeah, I think we're probably going to do Audacity and some of that. So thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you hanging out on Sunday morning. Sorry we got off on a late foot, but this Thursday I should be getting a set to build for Beth on Thursday, or by today actually. And then Thursday I'll be talking about this episode of the show that we're going to start podcasting, and then she's going to build something. So we will see you guys then, and thanks again for being here, and have a great rest of your day.